Alright, we got another match here. Let's see. Who are we up against? We're up against Running Deer. So this could be... Oh my, this could be bad. One of the current decks that have seen a lot of resurgence. Oh, do I want to keep this? This is the one things, like, I don't know whether stuff is a really good hand or not. I mean, it gives us opportunities to play stuff if we draw it, but we have to draw the stuff. And after what was... These are the first two, the Technical Genius and the Charge Bot were the first two cards that we drew. So, I mean, we'll hit all our colors, we'll hit Charge. I'm gonna keep it. We're starting off, so he's not going to have necessarily a first turn. He'll probably start off with a Howling Brave. Is my thought. That might have been one reason not to keep it. I'm going to just start off with a Shards of Fate to get a Sapphire. So on turn 2 we can play a Technical Genius and then play a Charge Bot. Yeah, one of the, I was saying, like, it's one of the more popular decks currently. Currently, one of the cards that just came out was Eye of Creation, which is a 3X spell. You pay 3 and then X more. And a very popular strategy has been with Howling Braves and Puck as mana ramp it to a high amount, and then you get to play a bunch of cards from your deck and for free. Which I would dub green monsters or zoo, probably, and then depending on whatever the splash is, if they do a splash. But we're looking at Stargazers, which has 2 draw a card, blue to draw and discard a card. Never seen that actually used that much, but it might be either a Wild Sapphire or a Wild Diamond deck. We'll have to wait and see. We have an Elimination Specialist, which is nice. Ruby Shard, play Technical Genius. Into playing Charge Bot. Now we also have a good defense for his. We'll pass it back to him. And then turn 4, we have enough for an Elimination Specialist. Hopefully we draw a turn 3 card. But we don't have that many, so it's reasonable if we don't. And he's gonna grab blue. Okay. So it means he could pay 1 and tap and discard a card. Or, draw and discard a card. Exhausted, tap, discard a card. Yeah. Decent. Decent. It looks like he has black, or blood in there too. Which does not bode well for me? I don't know. I really don't know. I think that means it's an Eye of Creation deck. Almost certain that means it's an Eye of Creation deck. We're just gonna go to attack phase. We're gonna swing with both. If he wants to swing with Stargazers next turn, I'm more worried about what he could play. And then I'll do this next turn, and then we'll have Elimination Specialists that hopefully get rid of Stargazers and or whatever else he puts out. Gonna make a robot. And then we'll go on. I hope in the future there's a lot more dwarf stuff, because I really like the dwarves and I really like robots. And the robots and the artifacts and stuff. I always have had an affinity, haha, play on words, for the artifact-based stuff. Okay, so he's got tricolors, he's got Servant. Is this a Servant deck? Is this an interesting take on what to do with Servant? Too bad it's going to die. Yeah, because I'll leave the Stargazer up. And then the Cemetery. Okie dokie. Yeah, I will almost assuredly eliminate the servant, if not both, if I get something that I can play for free. Like a charge bot, or a sapper's charge, or so on and so forth. Okay, and he's tapping for drawing and discarding a card. Okay, and discarded High Tomb Lord. Okay. Alright, so we'll play a Ruby Shard. Play the Illumination Specialist. He's got no mana up, nor enough mana to counterspell it anyway. Comes in with 2 charges, 2 rocket counters, I should say. Also, bear with me in the, this interface is really bad. Because technically I should be able to, like, make another one, but I can't. And it would be a lot better. Or, like, I put X counters on this. There's a lot of stuff they could do to make it a little bit more reasonable. It's kind of like the whole thing with Soul Marble. They could make a much smoother stuff for that type of thing. Alright, and then we have a 3-2 out, which bodes some form of response, because I'll be doing 5 damage each turn, unless he leaves this up. Yeah, so this is supposed to lose him. It doesn't get rid of him unless you zoom in. Next turn we will put out a Sapphire charge, probably, or Shard, and gain a charge. And then next turn we put out another Worker Bot. I'll definitely trade if he wants to attack. I will definitely do other stuff if he doesn't want to attack. Okay. Adapter. What is he gonna grab? He's gonna grab black. I wonder if this is a red. Okay. Okay, Ruby. And we'll grab... Okay. We'll grab... put out Lixil, the Dauntless Gem. When she comes into play, she does the same thing that the adapter does, and then if you have all the thresholds, which she's going to go grab a blood threshold, she becomes invincible. So now he has an invincible 3/3 on the field, which means I do not get to attack into next turn like I planned. But if he attacks in, I can sack a Worker Bot or something of that jive and do something about that. At the moment, I'm tempted just to keep the Illumination Specialist in, because all I'd be able to get rid of is the Stargazer. Gives him a little bit of card advantage, but in the same turn it doesn't. So I'm just going to hold on to that. I'm going to hold on to my stuff. Wait to see what Running Deer come mobile does. Whatever. Yeah, this checks every turn whether it get rid of all the rocket counters, which is why it shook there. Another reason why I think they could just, when it enters battlefield, does damage. And yeah, that's what I wanted to wait for. It's a, okay. This seems like a lot of gobbledygook, but a fairly decent strategy, since you need a bunch of different stuff, and Servant needs a bunch of different stuff in that. So why don't just throw it into with a bunch of just reanimator targets, and then you can reanimate with Midnight Shepherd. That's the main point of it. And because there aren't like dual lands or anything like that, but we have these 2 cards now, to make it a little bit easier. People haven't really used Midnight Shepherd, who get, if you have all the thresholds, you can just tap him and get something back from your graveyard. Which, Stargazer, yeah, you pitch something you don't need. Okay, so that's how you would do that. Yeah, so I was wondering how to use Midnight Shepherd in this game, because there isn't quite as many pitch cards, but I can see where you would pitch. You loot with your Stargazers, and so on and so forth. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a robot. I'm not quite fearing an extinction, because that would need no extinction. I think is double blood threshold. So another elimination specialist. I can have 3 counters on it. I'm going to pop 1 on that before he gets a chance to do the reanimator strategy. And then I'm gonna pop 1 on that. And then for safe measure, I'm gonna pop 1 on the dude. Yeah, it doesn't take any damage at all. Right now it's basically wait for a Volcanon or a Terabot. Or wait for him to swing. I'll take 3 damage. Actually, I'll block with one of the worker bots and then swing. Right now we could summon Terabot for crap. Not for crap, we can summon it for 3. We'll need to get a removal spell here in a second, and he's going to be able to start pumping in stuff into Soul Marble, so we can't do stuff, which you probably shouldn't have done right there. By what I mean, he shouldn't have done it right there. I just mean you can do it at the end of my turn, and then you can feign whatever your last card is a removal spell, although he probably would remove it at the now, but I keep just drawing shards. Ah! Okay. I don't need to draw more shards. Let's see. Okay, so he's gonna be able to summon something from his deck. Probably Argus. Or Sadistic Caster. And it's a graveyard. That's the main thing. I might look into a deck tech for one of these kind of decks. It'd be kind of cool. Do I attack? Do I attack? Because she just blocks one of these, eliminates them, eliminates the eliminations business. I have not enough to get 2 volleys off. 3 volleys off of the Volcanon. I guess we could attack. This may be a bad idea, but it might force her to, or him, to do something with the Midnight Shepherd, which is what I want. So he's going to take 5. Is how much to get him running gear, which is the main problem. Come on, deck. Give me something that's not... that is not another shard. If I keep drawing shards, I'm basically done for. Another elimination specialist. Whatever. If I was gonna do the second game here, I would definitely put in the void keys, or chaos keys, to void something else. Okay, so you got out that dude. Probably a good idea. Just so it'll instantly deal me damage. We can probably get to a point of winning if I get a Volcanon here pretty soon. Because I could fire off 2 volleys per turn, that means 12 damage in 2 turns. And we'd be able to win from that. Before he'd be able to outrace us. For that reason, I'm going to block the worker bot here, because we don't need it for 2 volleys. Now is when we get kind of iffy into it. Burn hits me for 1. Why couldn't I? Whatever. Okay, we're gonna burn away the Midnight Shepherd, especially before Soul Marble gets out. Do this, go to the end phase, and wait. Terabot would be pretty handy right now too. Okay, so he makes our plan a little bit longer if we actually get a Volcannon out. He's going to be able to go all of Soul Marble this turn though. That will also be a problem. Yeah, I think this is a lost game for us. Just because I kept a whole hand of shards. I mean, it allowed us to keep playing stuff. I do want to put that out there. It's more of that we didn't draw anything but a lot of shards after that, which was really the problem. And an Infernal Professor. Okay. Which plays a Stargazer. Which I'm glad they fixed, that if it gets down to -1, that you can still play it. I got destroyed by my own... I don't think I'm gonna do that yet. I got destroyed by my own Infernal Professor once because it pulled out a Life Siphon, which is a 1x card, so it made it -1x, and it didn't let me play it, and I just died because of the 2 damage loss from it. Haha! No damage to me. Sapphire's Charge doesn't do much. Might as well play it because he knows what's in my hand. Might as well play this so I have enough resources. Yeah, I think we're at a kind of done point. Kind of sucks to say, but I think that's what point we're at. That we can't do anything. I mean, if we draw a Volcannon, we have a bit more of an opportunity. It would take 3 turns still, which we do not have that time. They can just swing with these. I can block. They can beat us in 3 turns too. So, depending on what our next draw is, we might have something that's like, destroy this. Which would just be awesome. Okay. Cosmic Elder, Adaptability Device. Yeah, but this is a pretty ingenious little thing, doing the... I'm brain farting here. Having the Stargazer so you can pitch stuff, having it be a Servant deck. I'm assuming there's 4 Servants in here, which is a great 1-drop card. A 2/2 flyer is always awesome at 1. Sapphire's Charge does not help us here, so I think we're just going to concede it up. Just give him the win and save the time. Alright, we're going to do one more match after this. I'll catch you guys when we find one.